If you've been chasing more followers, more engagement, more revenue, and quietly asking yourself to what end, here's what God showed me and what he might be trying to show you. So after 10 years on LinkedIn, growing to 190,000 followers, building a seven-figure business, and watching the validation cycle quietly strip me, this season has been different. The question I asked God was, what exactly do you want from me? And that answer actually broke me because what he wanted from me is more of me. And I realized that the difference between my happiness I'm seeking for and the joy he's willing to give me is two different things. And that shift of finding joy in the Lord has allowed me to get into deeper relationships, way clearer thinking, and also a more meaningful season in my career right now. So I'm going to show you how you can get there and how I'm still working on this every single day. I'm also not perfect in this at all, but I just want to talk about it because I think it's an important thing that most people just don't talk about. So, like I said, I've been on LinkedIn for a decade, and when I look at everything I've done, when I first started out on LinkedIn, the only thing I cared about was giving people the most impact possible and growing the platform. That was it. And it was the first time in my life that I actually was getting noticed for doing something. Growing up, I didn't get recognized for most stuff. I just didn't. And as I got noticed more and more, the subconsciously the ego increases, and I just found myself wanting more. How do I get more followers? How do I create more content? And as you do that, you realize that as a creator, even as a business owner, you start to believe that you are the God. A lot of people don't talk about this, but you think that you become God. And my hunger was feeding that. And I realized I needed to actually stop doing that because it was making me miss being closer to God. And so I started asking myself in the last few years, to what end? That's not to say that don't work hard. That's not my point. My point is that when have you sat down and asked yourself, to what end? Am I going to continuously just run this cycle of work? What am I really trying to accomplish? And who am I doing this for? I built the thing in the beginning to have impact on people, but I think over time I realized that I was doing it for a subconscious of the ego. And then you have to ask yourself, to what end is that? And so that's really important to realize, I think, in the journey that I've seen as well. The other thing was surrendered. I remember 2 years ago, as I was going through this journey of reflection, that I have given my life to Christ when I was growing up, but I don't think I've ever truly surrendered to him. And when you surrender everything, it's an extremely spiritual process. I was chasing happiness in my own regard, happiness of getting more, traveling to different places, having a bigger status, having more authority, having more followers, right? And yeah, the numbers go up, but happiness is fleeting. Joy is everlasting. So you can find the joy in the Lord, and that's what I did. I surrendered everything to him and said, hey, God, I want you to be the CEO. And when you do that, you approach the platform differently. You approach the rhythm of your life differently. And you don't feel like you're losing yourself in the process. Because God is the only thing that can truly fill you up. It's the only thing that fills me up at the end of the day. Uh, it's just what it is and what I've experienced. Is that no notification from a LinkedIn post or no DM from someone on LinkedIn is going to give you more satisfaction than the Lord himself. I aim to read the Bible every single day. I have a men's group I now tap into weekly so that I can continue to stay in my source. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect person, but I definitely found more joy in that. And that's what's been filling me up. There's amazing things that happen in the company from AMP social perspective. There's a lot of amazing clients that we work with and they get results. But the walk of the Lord to me is the most important thing. And I'm always going to lean on God every single time. And kind of going back to LinkedIn itself and how we started off this video, I think LinkedIn is still an incredible place to be super clear. LinkedIn has been an incredible platform for me, and it's allowed me to grow on a whole different level. And I've grown my career on it. I've grown my business on it, and I've met amazing friends and amazing people. I'm making this video because I'm becoming very fearful that as people create content and they continuously elevate their brand, that they'll make LinkedIn their God. So I'm not anti LinkedIn. I'm still building there, but I do believe that you can lose your soul there because you try to make it your Lord. And I had to make a distinction in my head that Jesus is my God and he's going to, I'm going to follow. I'm not going to let the platforms dictate my behavior, because it's really easy to do that. And having your identity in LinkedIn, and when you create content, you're a business owner, your identity can be there because, like, I built my business there. I grew to 100,000 followers. I have a lot of people that support me there, and that's great. But I want you all to shift your mindsets here. If you are a new Christian, or you're becoming a Christian, or you've been considering this in this video, because it's just me being super real here. I've told myself I'm here to serve. My identity is being the son of God. My identity is not being a LinkedIn creator or an outbound person. I give you all amazing strategies on here, and I help clients with that. But that's not who I am, right? And I create it from a place of just building deep relationships because it means something to me. And when LinkedIn is not your God, it can be the gift it was meant to be, versus you stressing about it because you worship it so much, which I also have been there. I've been the person that, at the hangouts with my friends, it's like, I don't care about this. I want to go hang out on LinkedIn. Or I've been with my family being like, hey, I want to go back home because I have to get on LinkedIn. And that's what this season has revealed for me, was I needed to see life differently than how I saw it. It's a beautiful thing to grow a platform. It's even more beautiful to have deepened relationships. It's even more beautiful when you start learning deeper about your craft and unlocking the true layers of who you really are. Because I found out who I really am as Morgan, not LinkedIn Morgan or speaker Morgan or, video Morgan. Like, this is me. And what God's been doing in my life has been absolutely incredible. And it's been awesome. And yeah, a few weeks ago, I made a decision to only post one time on LinkedIn during the week and see how I felt if I did that. And at the end of the week, I felt amazing. I got more walks in. I spent more time with God. I spent more time with people in my Bible study group, and it was amazing. And I know it's really important to go out and be successful and do these amazing things. But I do believe we're in a time right now where we need to reconnect with ourselves. We need to reconnect with the higher power, and we need to reconnect with deeper relationships. As AI continuously increases, like, these relationships and who we are going to be very important, because AI and other technology will tell you differently. I feel different in this season. I feel calmer, I'm more clear, I'm more present. And that's when I knew the shift was real, because other people started noticing it too. I didn't have to rely on, I got to get on LinkedIn and do this stuff, or I got to be LinkedIn. I surrendered it all to God. And it's hard in the beginning, but it's actually so critical at the end of the day, because you become who you truly need to be. And so, what's my message in all this, saying LinkedIn's lost its soul, and what I'm saying? Whether this is for you or not, I have no idea if you've gotten this far, but my hope is that this message connects with you. Whatever you're chasing, material-wise or status-wise, it just won't satisfy you. It's an illusion. Like I told you all, I started this in 2016. I've been to the events where people wanted to take selfies with me. I've signed an autograph. I've been stopped in the airport. I've seen the peak of what social can look like on LinkedIn, per se. I'm not saying other platforms, like, I still have ways to go, but I'm just saying that even in that, I still felt a level of emptiness. And if you seek something higher than yourself, you kill the ego. You'll allow yourself to surrender. You're going to immerse yourself in a whole new being that you've never seen before. And I'm telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what my journey has been, and telling you the search that I was trying to figure out, and the work I've done in the last 2-3 years. And I feel more joy than I've felt in my life. I feel an abundance of it. And there are down days. Like, I still feel awesome days. Sure, I'm not saying that I'm out here buzzing every single day, but I feel better. I feel better. And so, what I would tell you all to write this down as you think about what you're looking to do, because I said it earlier, but I'll say it again, is happiness is fleeting, joy is abundant. Happiness is fleeting, joy is abundant. So if you pursue joy, you pursue God, you'll feel that inner peace that maybe you've been looking for, and will allow you to show up differently in how you go about this, right? And not losing your soul to, I'll mention LinkedIn because a lot of AI stuff on there is getting pretty wild, but that's what I would do. So yeah, this is just a video I wanted to share with everyone. There's no real pitch in here. I just wanted to speak very candidly with something that's just been on my heart as of late. And if this is something that you've been dealing with, in the comments, it'd be great to hear, your perspective or questions you have for me. I'm happy to answer those. I'm going to be reading every single thing. So, as always, like, share, subscribe if you feel like this can help somebody. Keep it easy, y'all, and I'll see you on the next one.